Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of Mike Reviews It All. Um, I'm sure you guys are really wondering, does this guy own more than one shirt? No, I was just really manic today, and this is like the 8th video I've done today. So seriously, this is the same day. Well, it's 3:30 in the morning, so it's a different day, but close enough to the same day. Just feeling manic. Had some time on my days off, and I'm just having a lot of fun. Hope you guys are enjoying some of this content. Um, so I'm a big MMA fan. Today, my review is I'm going to do my fight predictions for UFC 110. I'm going to do just the main card. I'm going to do just the top three. I'm not a betting man, so I don't condone betting, but I'll let you know if I was going to bet who I would bet on. And if I was gonna bet, the first fight I'm gonna review would be on the Alves Cote fight, because I think this is definitely my clearest pick on this one. You have Thiago Alves, 26 wins, 12 losses. He's 4-4 in his last 8 fights. Crazy knockout artist. He's had a ton of huge highlight reel knockouts. Patrick Cote fought a who's who of mixed martial arts. He's 24-10. His last fight he lost to Donald Cerrone. But this is where the difference comes in here is I think Patrick Cote, even though his last fight was a loss, I think he's in a much better place in his career. Before that, he won 6 of 7, where he actually beat Ben Saunders, Josh Berkman, and Joe Riggs consecutively. Pretty impressive. So I think his career's nowhere near over. Alves losing half of his last 8 fights, also losing his last 2 to Jim Miller and Carlos Condit. I mean, neither one of those guys are slouches, but Thiago Alves just hasn't seemed the same since the new drug testing in the UFC and the TRT exemption loss. I'm going to hand this one to Cote heavily. If I was a betting man, I would bet heavy on Cote. I would not bet on the other 2 fights on the card, most likely. But Gegard Mousasi against Chris Weidman. Mousasi's actually a minus 130 favorite against the former champion Chris Weidman, a plus 110. Gegard Mousasi, of course, the former Strikeforce champion. He's been on a hot streak lately. He's been super accurate. His takedown defense has been impeccable. Not been the biggest fan in the past because he's not the most entertaining fighter, in my opinion. But he has had the hot hand. Chris Weidman's had a couple bumps in the road since losing his title. I'm going to say Chris Weidman's going to bounce back in this one. I think he's too explosive for Gegard. I think Gegard's too slow. I don't think he's going to be able to stop all of Weidman's takedowns. I think Weidman, I'm going to go out on a limb and actually say Weidman's going to outstrike him as well. I'm going to take Weidman in this one. And then the main event, of course, Anthony Johnson, Daniel Cormier. That first fight was a complete war. The first round, Anthony Johnson came out, rocked DC several times, almost ended the fight, and then he gassed. He ran out of gas. DC finished the rear naked choke later on in the fight. I think it was the 3rd round. This time around, I don't think Anthony Johnson makes the same mistake. I think he conserves his energy. His takedown defense seemed really good. I know he's really working on that. DC is an incredible wrestler. This is a really tough one to call, but I'm going to say Anthony Johnson by knockout in the 2nd round. That would just be my prediction, but if I was a betting man, I would take Anthony Johnson, just maybe not by knockout, but overall to win the fight. I think he's grown more and more in his career these last few years. He's finally found a weight class that's healthy for him. The guy was cutting enormous amounts of weight before. DC still looks flabby. I don't know what he does for cardio and stuff. I know other people have different types of body types and stuff, but just looking at DC and his size and stature, it seems like that he's more fit for, you know, a lower weight class than 205. But I don't know. Anthony Johnson's just a huge guy. I don't think DC weathers the storm this time, and I don't think Anthony Johnson. I don't think he runs out of gas like he did last time. Like I said, I'm going to take Anthony Johnson to become the new champion. And thank you for tuning in for this episode of Mike Reviews All, my first episode of UFC predictions. So that's my predictions for UFC 210. I'll be doing UFC 211 and other events in the future, as well as everything else that I do on here. Please subscribe to the channel. It's a very new channel, and I would really appreciate subscribers, comments down below, and any suggestions you might have that help me improve my videos, or suggestions for videos to do in the future. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.